I am the living legend of hair loss, the true alpha male. I have mentioned this is what, the 4th week of me going to the gym, and I go 6 days a week. And if I'm not there, then I'm running 3 miles. I have officially joined a gym. I've paid for the whole year, which makes me kind of wonder about coronavirus. It is being filmed on St. Patrick's Day 2020. So in my real time, I don't know the future yet. So I'm like, is the gym gonna close for temporarily? I don't know. But what I do know is week number 4 of me going to the gym for an hour a day minimum every day. Except for, well, no, 6 days a week. I purposely take 1 day off because you're supposed to make sure your muscles are able to actually, I guess, do their thing. You got to take a day off. So I take the 1 day off, not because I want to. I want to go every day. The point is, I'm going to the gym, and that's new. That's new. That happened weeks before I brought back these hair loss videos. And my goal is not to be super swole, but it's simply because I have been reading some articles. I subscribe to, I think it's called Men's Journal magazine. I read an article in there saying that men who weight train regularly, like 3 to 5 times a week, are able to lose body fat by default. Because if you have more muscle, your body is working harder to, basically your metabolism works in your favor if you have more muscles. There was an article about it. I was like, that actually makes sense. Because I know from being a vegan all those years and running and mountain biking, I actually became overweight by doing that. Slightly overweight, but still, I did. So I realized there must be more to this. And for me, I have found for right now, the answer is I'm gonna do weight training and see where that gets me. So, in case you didn't know that, that's a thing. That's something I'm doing. It's a very important part of my life and part of my routine. So imagine this. On one side is a guy who gets a hair transplant. Let's imagine who's impressed by that. Now I'm sure he's impressed. He feels great. Wow, I was a Norwood 3 and now I'm a Norwood 1.5. I feel great, right? He feels great about the hair transplant. Okay, who else is impressed by that? Well, if anyone notices that he got a hair transplant, then they're like, oh, well, he went down to the clinic and paid thousands of dollars and he got a hair transplant. Which I guess anybody who has enough money to do that, they can do that. And here's to hoping it sticks, literally. Because give it 10 years and I'll be going back for another one. So it's like, is anyone going to be impressed by a hair transplant? You paid the money, you did the thing. Okay? So good for you. You fought your genetics that you were going to go bald and now you're going to delay it. Okay. The person who got the hair transplant would feel good about themselves. But would anybody be impressed is my question. Are you impressed that someone spent money to do a thing? It's almost like, hey, nice car. I like your car. I mean, okay, so they're making payments on it. They probably can't afford it. They're making payments on the car. So you're congratulating them on making a higher payment every month on a car that they didn't pay cash for? I'm not impressed until you pay cash for it, right? Who's impressed by hair transplant? I'd say nobody other than the person who gets it. Now, compare that. Same guy, starting to go bald, says, forget the hair transplant. Instead of paying thousands of dollars a year, I'm gonna pay, well, for me, it was like $1 a day for the year. So it was like about $356 for a whole year, 24-hour access. So imagine, same guy, he lets his hair go, whatever happens, however many years until he's just now shaving it, whatever. Or he just starts shaving it now, who cares? Because your hair is not your identity. A lot of other things are. People judge you very harshly on those things, but not your hair. They don't care about your hair. Does it hurt your feelings to know that people don't actually care about your hair like the way you do? That should be good news when I say that to you. It should be good news. The fact that it's not is a reflection of what you need to work out. But imagine, same guy, doesn't get a hair transplant. Maybe he starts shaving his head or gets his hair cut in a way that downplays his receding hairline. But now he's going to the gym. At first, no one knows, no one notices, no one cares. They may see him with a gym bag with his clothes and maybe they assume he's going to work out later, whatever. Maybe a couple months pass, maybe he slims down a little bit. Okay, fine. But he keeps going and going, and eventually he's undeniably fit. And people actually start respecting him for that, thinking, wow, that guy takes care of himself. He has discipline. He's willing to do something other than just pay money to get a hair transplant. That guy's fit. That guy's in shape. See, I'm telling you, society, as far as judging men for their looks, which remember, that's not so much a thing. Society judges women by their looks. And it's not fair to them. I hate to say it, but it exists and I don't like it. But the advantage for guys is we're not judged on the looks the way women are. But when we are, guess what? It is for our physical fitness. It is for us being healthy and in control of our own bodies by putting in the hard work it takes to be physically fit and to remain and maintain the physically fitness thing. I've mentioned many times in a video that there's I came up with 10 traits of what makes a man masculine. And I think number 5 on that list was that he takes care of his body. People are attracted to men who are disciplined enough to eat right and to take care of their body. So again, let's go back to the beginning of this video, this question. Who does society respect more? Who is more impressed in society by this man? He gets a hair transplant? Okay, well, he's not special because a lot of men don't lose their hair. So by the time he's 30, 35, 40, okay, well, there's still men who have hair. He's not special. Or he lets himself grow bald. He eventually shaves his head. But here he is at 30, 35, 40. Other men are overweight. Their belly sticks out more than their chest. Here's a guy who at his age still has a chest that sticks out more than his stomach. People are impressed by that, not the hair transplant. But if you've watched this video and you still think that the hair transplant guy made the better decision, that's a reflection of you. It tells you about your value system. It tells me that you're out of touch with reality. If you think people care more about your hair than you being in shape and being disciplined and decisive to do that. Your comments are right here.